What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be cooking some Alice Springs chicken, similar to what Outback Steakhouse serves. And I'm also going to be cooking some rosemary roasted potatoes. For the Alice Springs chicken, which I'm sure a lot of you are very familiar with, I'll be using some boneless, skinless chicken breasts. A combination of cheeses. I actually have some cheddar and Parmesan simply because it's what I had in the refrigerator. Probably any combination of cheeses would be really good on it, but like I said, that's just what I had. I'm going to be using some bacon. I'm going to be adding some jalapeno peppers, which I don't think they do that at Outback, but that seems like it would be pretty good. And a little butter for the griddle and salt and pepper. Now, before I get started, in the last video, there were some comments about the amount of grease that I left on my griddle. And I just got done cooking some bacon, so I could have bacon not only for the Alice Springs chicken, but also so I'd have some for other things. And you can see, again, I left the bacon grease on the griddle. I really like to cook in bacon grease. It adds a lot of flavor to almost any food. So I'm not just going to throw that grease away or run it off into the grease trap. Now, I know a lot of people are worried about cholesterol, and they think that eating a lot of animal fats is going to make their cholesterol go through the roof. The truth is, dietary cholesterol has very little significance on the amount of cholesterol in your body. Your body produces almost all the cholesterol in it. So I don't have any problems using bacon grease. It tastes good. And in the end, it's really not as bad as people make it out to be. So if I have it, I'm certainly going to use it. I've got my griddle set on 385 degrees. So the first thing that I'm going to do is salt and pepper my chicken. Next, I'm going to put some butter down. Let that melt. And I'm going to pull some of the bacon grease right over here with the butter. Then I'll put my chicken breasts on. Next, I'm going to close the hood for about 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, it's been about 3 minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and flip my chicken. As slippery as this griddle is, these grippy tongs really make flipping things like these bigger chicken breasts pretty easy. I'll close it again for another couple minutes, then I'll check the internal temperature. Alright, it's been about a minute and a half, but I want to go ahead and get my jalapenos down and get them cooked down a little bit just so they're not so crunchy. Alright, now close this again for about another minute. Alright, let me check the temperature of my chicken and see if it's ready. Actually, this one is ready to go. This one isn't, though. So I need to let it cook a little bit longer. So while that's cooking, I'll add some bacon to this chicken breast. Add a few jalapenos. And I'll pull the rest of these off for now. Because I'm only going to use jalapenos on one of these chicken breasts, because the other one's for my wife and she's not much on hot stuff. And I'll go ahead and put my cheese on. And let that cheese melt down while the other chicken breast finishes cooking. Alright, time to check both chicken breasts, and the one that's ready is looking pretty good. Let me check this one and see if it is ready yet. Not quite. Okay, let me check it one more time. And it's just barely there, but it is reading about 170. So let me bacon down. And put my cheese on. And close the hood. Alright, let's check it. And my cheese that fell off is getting pretty crispy, and I don't want to burn the bottom of the chicken, so I think I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. Even though the cheese is not exactly where I would like it. So there's my Alice Springs-ish chicken. Okay, for my rosemary potatoes, I've got 2.5 pounds of small red potatoes that I cut up into pieces about that size. I'm going to be using 1 teaspoon of rosemary, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Now, I really like to use fresh garlic, but I was really worried that it was going to burn on the Blackstone, so that's why I'm substituting garlic powder. And a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Normally, I would put some olive oil in my potatoes, but because I have the bacon grease, I'm going to use some of that to help the seasoning stick. So I'll add my rosemary, salt, garlic powder, and black pepper. And I'll just mix this around really good to be sure that all the potatoes are coated as evenly as possible with the oil and the seasonings. Now I'll just put them on the griddle. I've got the Blackstone set to 385 degrees. Normally when I do these in the oven, I cook them for about an hour at 400 degrees. But I don't think it's going to take quite that long to cook them on the Blackstone, being that they're directly onto the heated surface of the griddle. And also Blackstone says to not leave the hood closed for more than 15 minutes. Now, I don't have any idea why. I'm not sure if extended times might cause the release of some kind of fumes of the coating or something like that. I don't really know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook them for 10-minute intervals. I'll cook them for 10 minutes, come back, move them around, close the griddle, come back another 10 minutes until they're done. So I'm not really sure just how long it's going to take. So I'll be back in 10 minutes and we'll check them. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. Let's check the potatoes. And they are coming along pretty nicely. I think they're actually going to cook even a lot faster than what I was originally planning on. I may have to start checking them every 5 minutes instead of every 10. You can see like this one right here, definitely getting pretty golden brown. Okay, I'll shut the hood and we'll go for 5 minutes this time. Okay, it's been another 5 minutes. Let's check these out, and yeah, I can't believe how fast these are cooking. Might have to lower the temperature a little bit. I don't know. Some of them are getting a little bit crispier than I thought they would on some of the sides, but nothing's really burning yet. Let's check this and see. Yeah, they're really getting very close to being done. So let's go for 5 more minutes, and that may be all it's going to take. All right, it's been another 5 minutes, so let's have a look at the potatoes. And I really need to open one up and see if if they're done or not. They cut really easy. Let me check one of these bigger ones. So the bigger one still needed to cook a little bit longer. Most of the smaller pieces are really, they're done. So I think I'm gonna give it one more. Oops, I'm about to lose one. There we go. I'm gonna give it one more 5-minute interval. And with as fast as they're cooking, I think that should be all they need. I can't imagine I'm gonna have to go any further than that. Okay, it's now been a total of 25 minutes, and I am quite sure these potatoes are done at this point. Oh yeah, they're definitely done. So let me pull these off. So there are our roasted rosemary potatoes, done in a record-setting 25 minutes versus about an hour in the oven. And these things smell amazing. When I make them in the oven, I know they're good, and I'm quite sure that these are going to be at least as good as what I cook in the oven. So that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.